All right. William Galston, writing in the Wall Street Journal on December 30th, The Christian Heart of American Exceptionalism. And this is quite a piece. If this piece had appeared outside the week between Christmas and New Year's, I think it would have gotten a lot more notice than it has. His point is that we Americans are exceptional in our belief of Christianity, and that we believe it more than anybody will tell you. In this year-end holiday season, it's timely to reflect on American exceptionalism. Although the phrase is much abused in partisan polemics, it should not be discarded. United States does continue to differ from most other developed democratic countries, and the heart of that difference is religion. The durability of American religious belief refutes the once canonical thesis that modernization and secularization necessarily go hand in hand. This is all the more remarkable because our founders drafted a deliberately secular Constitution. In 20 quietly revolutionary words, Article 6 declares no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Now, consistent with that prohibition, newly elected officials from the president on down may choose either to swear, that is, take a religious oath, or to simply to affirm their loyalty to the Constitution. In 1789, this secular national constitution perched uneasily atop a Christian population residing in states, the majority of which had established an official religion. Now, these establishments have disappeared. But despite the enormous growth in the nation's diversity over the past 225 years, Christian conviction in America remains pervasive. If you doubt this, take a look at the survey the Pew Research Center released without much fanfare 2 weeks ago, which would have made that around December 16th. Among the principal findings in the Pew Research Center poll are these. 73% of U.S. adults believe that Jesus was born to a virgin. 81% believe that the baby Jesus was laid in a manger. 75% believe that wise men, guided by a star, brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And 74% believe that an angel announced the birth of Jesus to shepherds. And fully 65% of Americans believe all four of these elements of the Christmas story, while only 14% believe none of them. Now, although Republicans are more likely to espouse these beliefs than are Democrats and independents, each group endorses them by a two-thirds majority or more. Did you catch that, folks? Now, these are striking numbers that Mr. Galston cites here. Although Republicans are more likely to espouse these beliefs than are Democrats and independents, each group, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, endorse them by a two-thirds majority or more. As expected, conservatives are more likely to espouse them than are moderates and liberals. But here again, majorities of each group endorse each belief. Among liberals, 54% profess a belief in the virgin birth. What about the growth of secular thought in young Americans? Well, as the Pew Report dryly notes, there is little sign of a consistent generation gap on these questions. And actually, that's an understatement. 70% of adults 18 to 29 believe that Jesus was born to a virgin. 69% of adults 18 to 29 believe that an angel announced his birth. 80% of those 18 to 29 believe he was laid in a manger. And 74% believe that the wise men made their gift-laden trek. Now, to be sure, the most educated Americans are less likely to profess belief in the Christmas story. But even among adults with postgraduate degrees, 53% affirm the birth of Jesus, with comparable or larger majorities for the story's other elements. And Mr. Galston writes that these public beliefs have constitutional consequences. When it comes to church and state, many Americans are soft rather than strict separationists. When asked whether religious symbols like Christian nativity scenes should be permitted on government property, 44% said yes, whether or not the symbols of other religions are present. An additional 28% said that Christian symbols would be acceptable only if accompanied by symbols of other faiths, and only 20% took the position that no religious symbol should be allowed. You hear that? Only 20% took the position no religious symbol should be allowed, and they are carrying the day in the public square. We are being governed or ruled by a real small minority. But it doesn't hide the fact of what real Americans, and I don't mean real as false, but what genuine Americans believe, according to the Pew survey. And Mr. Galston writes, Democrats should pay careful attention to these findings in reaction to the excesses of the religious right in recent decades. Many secularists and strict separationists took refuge in the Democrat Party. Their voices are important, but if the party takes its bearings only from their concerns, it risks serious misjudgment. Many Americans believe that religion has a legitimate, if limited, role in public life, including politics. Many Americans believe it's wrong, not always, but usually, for laws and regulations to coerce individuals contrary to their conscientious beliefs. Goes on to cite some other numbers. Here, Public Religion Research Institute, 2014 American Values Survey, country split down the middle. 46% of Americans are more worried about the government interfering with the ability of people to freely practice their religion than they are about religious groups trying to pass laws that force their beliefs on others. But a political party that wants to build a durable majority should listen carefully to all of this and seek policies that acknowledge the legitimacy of their concerns. It goes on to point out that the root of American exceptionalism is found right here in America's religious beliefs, which are far more Christian than anybody would actually ever believe.